Today's video is dedicated to a game that back in 2023 totally cracked the code on offering the Souls-like experience. It is, in my opinion, to this day probably the closest a non-From Software game has ever come to delivering the Souls experience. For those who don't know, when talking about a Souls-like, people usually refer to a game that is designed in a way of mimicking the unique game style that was once invented by the company From Software. It offers a third-person view on the playable character and a pretty linear playstyle based on, well, dodging and attacking. Except for Souls games, repetitively spamming the dodge button won't get you anywhere since bosses are just built different. Two of the most successful games From Software has to offer are Bloodborne, because of its beautifully horrifying scenery that is consistently shown throughout every area and gives the entire game probably one of the most terrifying atmospheres in all of Soulsborne. And then there is Sekiro, which was the first Soulsborne to use parrying as its main defense utensil. And boy was it satisfying! Now, what do you get when combining Bloodborne's atmosphere and Sekiro's parrying mechanic? Well, Lies of P.
I just no feeling of you. Feel the feeling, baby. You're right. I'll feel good. Just walk your steps from me, you make me feel alright.
And with that, I welcome you to today's video. I hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. I'm not doing too bad myself, and I have prepared some more concept art for you. Today featuring another character I created that I would love to be included in a possible sequel for Lies of P. Adele, the mother of Carlo. As we all know, Lies of P's main protagonist is a puppet built as an afterimage of Carlo, who was the son of Geppetto. Due to the loss of his son and him not being able to handle his death, Geppetto built a puppet resembling his son. He discovered the power of the Ergo, a power every creature is inhabited by, and a power that contains the memories of the individuals it is connected to. By gathering his son's Ergo and containing it in a self-built robotic heart, he managed to bring his son back in form of a puppet, who we get to play as a character. While we do get to know some of Carlo's memories throughout the story of Pinocchio, like his previous relationship with Romeo, who is an old childhood friend of his, I noticed that there is literally no talk about Carlo's mother. Now, even though that probably is because of the original story of Pinocchio, where it is mentioned that his mother had passed away very early, I thought, why not change that? Why not make his mother be alive? At least somewhat. Adele's story starts after Geppetto's death, in the true ending of Lies of P. Geppetto's Ergo, containing all of his memories, was gathered by none other than Philippus Paracelsus, also known as John Joe, aka the dude that trades us the cube powers for gold coin fruits. Knowing the powers of Ergo, he uses Geppetto's Ergo to gather all of his past memories in hope of finding out about how he built Carlo's heart. However, the only thing that appeared in Geppetto's memories concerning that was the name of his wife, Adele. John Joe's only option now was to create a new being out of Geppetto's shared memories with Adele and what was left of Adele's own Ergo at her grave, so she would hopefully, one day, regain somewhat of a consciousness and maybe remember something about Carlo's heart. So that is sort of how at least Adele's shell gets back into existence. Sadly, no matter what Janjo tries, it seems she won't come any closer to her former human self and stays a puppet for a very long time. Until Janjo gets the idea of making her face her own son. We, as Pinocchio, enter a hall of test specimens, contained in what seems to be capsules filled with flowing ergo. At the end of the hall, we find Adele's shell, pinned on a wall with 2 big nails. Upon removing the nails, the first phase of a two-phase boss fight starts. Adele's shell attacks Pinocchio, unable to see her enemy due to a mask that was put on her face by Janjo. She thinks we are Janjo, wanting to perform more tests on her, and uses the removed nails to fight us. We fight Adele until her first life bar reaches 0. In a cutscene, Pinocchio manages to break Adele's mask, revealing her face that shows how Janjo has been performing experiments on her similar to those Simon Manus did. Except, Adele's body doesn't seem to corrupt because of the amount of ergo energy that has been inflicted in her body. Quite the opposite, actually. She seems to have gained somewhat of a control on it since she uses it in some of her attacks against us. Adele doesn't recognize Pinocchio at first. She continues attacking him, but after time passes, she realizes who she is swinging her weapons against. The more she realizes, the whiter her hair becomes, completely vanishing her deep black hair from before. And thus, she finally regains human consciousness again. This is about the same mechanic used in the game before to resemble Pinocchio becoming more and more human throughout the story and with each side quest he completes and stuff. We get a little scene of her reuniting with her son, but of course, things won't stay as happy as they seem. Bum bum bum. Yep, I'm gonna let you hang on a bit of a cliffhanger for this one. If you want to find out more about Adele's story and see more concept out of her, show me by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. And as I usually tell you, feedback is the most important thing for every artist in the world, so definitely make sure to share your thoughts in the comments section to help me grow as a game artist. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.